Well, thank you for joining us again tonight, or today, because it's still daytime where I'm at, on No Crime After Dark, where we have to talk about crime in the daytime because she's scary. Um, Today, we will be talking to, first, I'm Saida.
I'm Tatiana.
If you did not check out our first episode, please go do so. Give you a rundown of who we are and what we're doing. Just two best friends that have a weird obsession with crime and murder mystery. And we decided to take what we normally do on a daily basis and create our own channel and podcast. You can follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, No Crime After Dark. We have a group, No Crime After Dark. Instagram, No Crime After Dark _ podcast. And our TikTok, No Crime After Dark.
There's really no time to be having that.
You can find us anywhere you go.
Pushing it here.
Today, we are going to be discussing the disappearance of Susan Powell. It might be a little cussing on this episode because it's tragic, it's sad, and some people just shouldn't be allowed to breathe. I'm just going to say that. They should have never been given the opportunity to say that. Anyway, basically to give you an idea, we have Susan Powell, Josh Powell, the husband. I'm sorry, Susan, the main person that was killed, obviously, because we feel like she was killed.
Yes.
Her husband, Josh, his weird dad, Steven. But he is weird. And their children, what were the boys? Charlie and who?
Braden.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. It's written down here somewhere. However, I'm going to let Tatiana start off on this one because I started off. Yes, I am. I'm going to let you start this one. So go right on ahead.
Okay. So December 7th of 2009, Susan disappears, which is crazy because we always say this to each other, like, if I don't talk to you in a few days, like, I'm looking for you.
Period.
So obviously her friends felt something was already wrong with them or with Josh anyway, because I mean, the daycare lady was waiting for the boys to come. They never arrived. I mean, I don't even think she was
to the daycare lady. Not to interrupt you.
Yes, that's
shout out to the daycare lady.
Active and finding out.
Right, because the very first thing that came to mind, I said, had that been a black daycare owner, and she didn't show, they just like, oh, okay, she ain't bringing the kids today.
Bringing the babies today, right? Or just any normal daycare. I mean, so obviously this lady has picked up or heard or maybe talked to Susan about stuff because she was on it. I mean, an hour. Right. Like an hour or two after the kids not showing up, she called, no answer. She called Josh, no answer. She goes to the house.
Right.
And she noticed that it was like dead in there. Like there was nothing, blinds weren't moving, no noise, no TV on, nothing. And she ended up calling Josh's mom and sister, sister Jennifer, and Josh's mom to, say, hey, they're missing. They didn't arrive to, daycare. She didn't go to work. And they're calling him. He's not answering. He's just, I don't know, doing what we probably think he was all doing.
Burying a body.
Right. And then his mom ended up calling the police and saying that, my son, my daughter-in-law, and the two boys are missing. They come over, break the window to get in the house, and then the police, they finally get a hold of Josh, and he's like taking forever to come. He's like, oh, well, we just left camping in the middle of December, and I think it's Utah or Washington or something like that.
It was in Utah, and let me tell you, I live in the Midwest. Utah is basically up the street from Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the middle of December. There's a snowstorm coming in, and as people are looking for your wife and you, because they think you're missing too, you and the boys, they're looking for all of y'all. And when you come back, Your answer is I took my boys camping at midnight.
But before you even get there, Jennifer tells you, "Hey, where's Susan?" And they're like, "No, Josh." He goes, "Oh, she's at work." "No, Josh, she's not at work."
Right.
"Oh, okay." And then still takes long to get to the house. The police literally had to tell him, like, "You have to come home." "Well, I have to stop and get my car washed and also stop and get the get the kids food."
Right.
But why are you getting the car wash in December? Like, it's gonna get snow on. Like, I just was
It's
all
not the car wash in December. It's the car wash in December, and there's a snowstorm coming in. Like,
right. I'm saying it's snowing.
I live where it gets to those freezing temperatures. You don't wash your car right before a snowstorm is coming in. That's just not even a normal thing to do. You wait till the storm hits, because now you don't wash your car for no reason. Wait till the storm hits, let it warm up a little bit, then go get your car washed. But I want to take a couple steps back. So, in a nutshell, not even in a nutshell, these are Mormon families we're talking about. Josh's family,
LDS,
the Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
So, they met at a Mormon singles mixer, for lack of a better term. And that's how they got to know each other. And everybody described him like pretty much from the beginning, like he was just very full of himself. He was always
arrogant.
Talking. Very arrogant, always talking kind of deal. So, and her friend, or no, it was her sister Jennifer, was like, she just kind of dealt with it, because if I want to see her, I got to see him. So I'll just deal with it. So that they met at this mixer, and 8 months later they got married.
I believe so.
Yeah, 8 months later they got married, which would have been in April of what would you wait? I wrote that down.
I believe 2001.
Yeah, it was, because I have them meeting in 2000. So April of 2001 is when they got married, and then not long after, they ended up having
the babies.
So
I think Charlie was first. Charlie was in 2005.
She gave birth to Charlie January 19th of 2005.
And then
2007 she gave birth to Braden.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, just to take a couple steps back to go over that, to know what that foundation was. And basically what they say, like, Susan came from a traditional Mormon family. They were very close-knit. From what I could tell, just a very loving home in general. And whereas Josh clearly came from a psycho.
It was, that was a lot. That's a lot. That family's a lot.
Yeah, we gonna get to it, y'all. But Josh didn't have the same type of upbringing. He was Mormon, but he grew up in a more hostile environment than what Susan did.
It seemed that when Josh's father, Stephen, divorced the mom, she already felt that Stephen, the dad, was like losing his religion and like going in different directions. So that's what really kind of broke them up anyways, because they weren't even believing in the same thing. And I mean, I feel like his behavior wasn't something that he just latched onto and started like. I feel like it's like a mental thing. Like he was
he was taught that. I think like his dad taught him to be that way.
Yeah.
So back to Susan's disappearance. Josh decided to go camping with his two little boys at midnight in the middle of a snowstorm. This is the story he told. Police asked, "Why weren't you picking up when we were calling you?" "Oh, I was trying to conserve my battery. I didn't have a charger." But he's telling the police officer this as the police officer
looking in the car and seeing the charger. Right. So you're just lying.
You just gonna play in my face.
Here. You already lying. We just
you just gonna play in my face. Okay, I got it. Cool, fine. So then they take him to the police station and they start the interrogation. Now, this is where I got a little frustrated. Now, if I know I did something wrong, I'm going to act so surprised about everything. I'm going to act so distraught about everything. Buddy just went in there like,
I'm mad.
You should be at work. I don't know.
You broke my window. Why did you have to break my window?
The daycare lady has a key. I don't understand why they had to break my window to get in the house.
Where is Susan? You broke my window. Is what
right.
Okay, well, all right.
Yeah. So eventually they let him go because he's not giving up any information. But what he doesn't know is while he's being interrogated, they're questioning. Well, it was Charlie, wasn't it?
The oldest one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So they were questioning Charlie, and they're asking Charlie, like, where'd they go? Mm-hmm. Who all went? Now, mind you, Josh had already said she stayed behind. And when he left, she went to bed early. She didn't go with them. But when they're questioning Charlie, they had a counselor questioning Charlie. He's like, oh, it was me, my dad, my mom, and my little brother. Mm-hmm. So in that interrogation,
he said, what did he say? He said, my mom stayed where the crystals are.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like a tell-all, but they just couldn't figure out. Cause to me, what I translated from where the crystals are is like she's somewhere rocky. They're in Utah. There's a lot of mountains out there. Mm-hmm. So just in my mind, she's somewhere rocky where there's a lot of rocks at.
Yeah.
You know, kids, they're gonna describe it the best way they can.
Right.
Yeah. And at that time, Charlie would have been
4
or 5. Yeah. 4. So he's trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. I think there were 4 and 2. 4 and
okay.
2.
Yeah. So the counselor immediately calls the detective, like, "Hey,
this is what he said.
Let me tell you what Charlie just said." So the detective goes back to Josh, like, "So your son has said."
He said, "Them kids are liars."
Just discredited the babies. Do your kids lie normally?
Normally, no, but they can't be liars. They got to be lying today.
And I think that's what. Why even take the kids?
I don't know.
I know they were little, so that's probably why. Like he didn't want to leave them home, but it's like put them to bed and then go do that.
I also feel that I don't really know like if she was hurt before they left the house or like during, but the way they just describe her, you know, the family described her like this, she was carrying a mom, she was very assertive, like she was like, I feel like maybe, you know, she wouldn't have left without them, and she wouldn't have, you know what I mean, she wouldn't let him take them without her. So there was a package deal. Like, so if they got in the car, she was getting her ass in that car.
Right. So I feel like, because when they did the search of the house, because that's the next part, because while he was trying to leave the police department and go home, he couldn't go home because it's officially a crime scene. That wet spot.
Yeah, they found the blood.
The blood droplets in the wet spot in the floor. I feel like whatever happened at that house, and he moved.
Yeah. He said Susan had a nosebleed, and they couldn't tell how long the blood was there, so they couldn't say yes or no.
Right.
And the fans were on facing the couch and the floor, meaning the couch and floor was clean because it was, you know, it was wet. So, and then 3 weeks? So this is continuing on. He's not giving any answers, nothing different. There's like, he's not saying anything.
He's just very unconcerned.
Very much. He does not care. 4 weeks or 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks after or when she's been missing, he gets a moving truck and he's moving in with his daddy.
No, that was after they came out that he was the primary suspect.
Yeah, 4 weeks after.
Yeah, so it's like,
I'm out of here. Like,
yeah, just, you know what, this ain't gonna work. I holla. So
if she's gonna come back, if she could be somewhere unconscious, she could be kidnapped, held hostage. If she's coming back, she's coming back home.
So why would you move?
This is right. Why would you move? So you're just showing that you know that she's not coming back home.
And move to Washington, not even just moved in with your daddy across town. You moved to a whole
Washington. Mm-hmm.
So, and another thing that got me, first of all, it was the audacity of getting a restraining order against her family, because they came out at that press conference and stated that she had been abused. Mm-hmm. They were aware of some things that had been going on. And your response to that is to get a restraining order.
Yeah.
And then I love how the police was like, okay, bet he got a restraining on him. This is what y'all need to do. Talking to the Cox family, telling Chuck, like, bet, all right, this is what we gonna do. What they say they call it a driving pass or
hunkin wave.
Hunkin' wave. That's what it was. They did a hunkin' wave, and they had the news channel come out.
Susan's family. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they made this whole thing. Susan's family did. They made it a big deal. To just really to get the word out, but also to bait Josh's stupid self in, because it worked. Him and Steven showed up. Here comes Steven.
Talking too much.
Girl.
Okay, you shut your ass up. You
running his mouth.
Yeah, you just was going on. And I said, okay, keep talking. It's what you gonna do. Okay.
Right, talking about, well, I'm here because I feel like Chuck is in direct violation of the restraining order because he knows this is our neighborhood store and this is where Josh stops. Chuck had me cracking up. He was like, so you own the neighborhood now?
He said, I had to ball my fists up and keep knocking his ass out. Good job, Chuck. Knock his ass out.
Chuck was so sick of that shit.
I mean,
he was so
3-4 minutes, he's just talking, blabbering on how Josh has evidence in her journals that, you know, that her family was abusive and her family treated her wrong, and there's so much evidence in all these journals that she wrote. And so they're like, oh yeah, what journals? Yep, and Josh has them, and they're at the house, and oh good, now we got a warrant.
Can I get one warrant, please?
Please, right. One. And then Josh pulls up with the boys,
which was whack,
and gave this whack interview about how he's being harassed by the Cox family. You damn right you're being harassed. Their daughter's missing, and you are the person that knows. Like, and you have their grandkids. You goddamn right you're being harassed. You think you wouldn't be? You think
right? Because why aren't you concerned? Why don't you care?
Why aren't you helping? Just nothing. You just, oh well.
Just whatever. It's a regular Tuesday.
And then it was Steven and Josh's attempt to come up with some conspiracy theory on their website that they created, susanpowell.org, that she ran away with another missing man.
And his name, I wrote his name down too.
I forgot his name, but he was missing like a couple weeks before she was missing.
And I just feel like if you're gonna accuse her of running off with some man, let it be somebody she actually know that you can tie her back to. Y'all just really pulling stuff out your neck and out the air just to have a story.
All Susan's belongings. They had her purse, her keys, her phone. So there was nothing that said she was talking to this missing man. There's secret email. Like, there's nothing that says that
that would tie her to him.
So come better than that.
So now we done got
the warrant.
We done got the warrant, girl. We on the house. We on the way to Steven house. This one is start getting real thick. We on the way to Steven house now. It's the song he wrote for her for me.
I can love you. I can love you in so many secret ways.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
It's a weirdo. It's weird. I said, oh my.
Now we are searching. I'm saying we because I feel like I helped do this, but we are searching Steven's house. And while they're searching Steven's house, they find the
journals and also some belongings from Steven. So let's get those belongings.
Steven a little freak.
Steven's a little strange.
Yeah, Steven a little out there. Yeah. What they end up finding,
that's freaky shit, but that's some other freaky shit there. Freaky shit. I don't know.
I mean, I'm willing to try something new every now and then, but not that.
Involved in. That's something else. It's another level. That's that Mormon freakish shit. Because there's just no way. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
But yeah, no. So they find the journals that they said all this evidence was in, that she was abused, and it's proof in the journals that she just left with some man. There's nothing wrong with her. She's not missing. But when they find those journals, they start finding like an abundance of pictures, and in these pictures,
videos.
It's all of Susan. Now, this is not strange in a sense of in-laws usually have pictures of the family, husband, wife, whatever, in their home. The problem with this was when they found Susan's journals, they found Stephen's journals.
Yeah.
And Stephen's journals was saying how much he was in love. And I ain't talking about a daughterly love, in love with his daughter-in-law.
Yep.
Cutting out pictures of her face and putting it on other people's bodies.
Collecting her underwear, her tampons.
It was the tampons for me, girl.
Her socks.
What does the house smell like? Like they were used tampons, right?
Yeah.
I believe that. Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it's actually the tampon that she inserted. I think it's just like the thing you take off, like the one you exert, like, you know, one you throw away. I mean, it doesn't
make it any better.
Like a date. Like, this is Susan's tampon. 2/3 of 2020. I was like, yeah, this is strange. This man is like off the hook.
No, he was really like, I'm just like, I can't imagine my dad looking at Maisha like that. Like, I can't imagine it. First of all, he's known her since she was a child because they were teenagers. When they got together.
It's your son's
wife.
Like, but again, you know,
the mother of your grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. Just a little weird, a little strange.
Ain't no little. It's weird. And also in the midst of them finding all this information, they found the pictures of the kids.
The picture of the kids and the video of the kids, the girls next door. He was filming them undressing as they were going to get in the shower, going to take a shower. And then he would record, watch back later, and then, you know, jack off, I guess, you know, entertain himself. Have his happy time.
He was
his happy time.
He was whacking his weasel. That's what I call it.
So I think so the warrant was in August, and then a month later, September, he was arrested of 2011.
Yeah, for voyeurism.
So he was So he was arrested.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Oh, then now Stephen's alone. Now Josh is alone. Stephen was arrested for having the kid porn. So now the kids are taken away by the state until, you know, they figure out what's going to happen with what's going on.
So Susan's parents ends up with a temporary custody over the boys while all of this is going on. So when Stephen was in interrogation, he gave up no info. No. So they're like, all right, cool. We're just gonna go and lock you up for the other stuff you did. Yeah. So you're not sharing no information, and then all of a sudden, everybody remembers there's another Powell son in these streets.
Well, talking too much. One of the son, Mike, Stephen's other son, Josh's brother, calls the police. The police asking for an satellite area view of the tow place where his car was towed.
That was supposed to be wrecked and
it's supposed to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Kind of find out he paid this tow company $100 to get rid of this good condition car, which everyone was suspecting, like, oh, maybe he helped, maybe he did something. So they searched the car. Nothing comes of it for Susan. So, I mean,
I like how they played it though, because they had him in interrogation and they're asking him, like, do you know anything about what happened? And he's just denying. And then they had that wild card and was like, all right, so boom, we got your car.
It's not destroyed.
So
you're going to tell
Buddy immediately started sweating.
Yeah.
Like, dog. They got me. They got me. So he gives up nothing, but they don't have anything to hold him on. Like, he's just another person to question at this point. And
all of this is still,
we still haven't found Susan.
Right. And she's still just missing. Josh is a suspect in her missing, but they haven't even said as a homicide up until later on they say it's a homicide, but that she's still just a missing person. They still haven't declared her dead either.
Yeah, like they can't even, and it's sad when it's like that, because it's like, you know, they're dead. You know they are after a certain period of time, and things are looking sketchy, but you have to continue to follow it as if it's a missing person case. So Mike, that's the brother's name, Mike. Okay, Mike didn't give us nothing. We wasted our good tax dollars talking to Mike. That's what we did.
Jennifer.
I love Jennifer.
The sister that got away from that.
I love Jennifer.
She was very determined. She really believed that they did something to Susan, whether it was Josh or Steven, but she knew. She just felt it that they did something. And her husband tried to go in there and talk to Steven, which is her dad, and her brother Josh, with a wire. And they were not trying to give her no information. They kept calling her delusional and irrational. And she's just, they just bashed her, called her all kind of bitches. And
you need to get off my front porch.
Right. To the point where now her husband is like, okay, let's just go because now we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah, so you ain't going to call, daughter or not, you're not going to keep calling my wife.
And, but the both of them knew that the brother and the dad did something. And I just felt so bad because she was crying and she really wanted to help. And she just really felt like she just knew. She just knew, like everybody knew. And she was trying to help. Boy,
so now we're in court and we're trying to get custody back. When I say we, I'm speaking Josh. We're trying to get custody back. And this is where it gets depressing for me because I know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Long story short, he was denied custody, which is
granted visitation.
Supervised visitation. Which in hindsight, and had I been there in the moment, just considering everything, his lack of concern, the getting up, picking up, moving in the middle of the night, everything. If I was the judge, there would have been no visitation.
It was really, with me, it's the porn. Because if you are sitting around a man all day, which is your dad, and I'm sure this behavior isn't current, it's behavior from the past. So you're okay with living with your dad, with your children, who watches kiddie porn and watch that's not a good parenting.
And I feel like the court system, the judicial system in general, is trash for stuff like that. Like y'all got to do better. Like y'all not considering everything that you just said. Like this man moved his kids into a situation knowing what his dad was into, even when they told him about. No, that wasn't it. When Susan brought up the fact why they actually moved out from his dad's house
initially, yes,
even then he's just like, oh, that's just how my dad is.
Yeah.
Because Susan knew Buddy is weird. Why is he doing this? Why is he acting like this? And your answer to that's just how my dad is.
It is. Yeah.
And knowing that information, he was like, you can still see the kids.
Yeah.
As long as somebody's there with you.
I want to come move in with you while you watch kiddie porn. That sounds.
That's fine. You can still see your kids.
Yeah.
You just got to have
he's in the courtroom and he's granted supervised visitation. The police are upset by this. The detectives are upset. So they're trying to break into his computer, or they found someone to hack into his computer because he had the locks on the computer.
That man had them computers locked down.
And they found some evidence that he also was dabbing into child porn and incest porn. Just, nasty shit, just like his daddy.
Yeah.
And they give this to the judge, and before he's supposed to go to what was it called? A psychosex something. What was it called? Oh my God. Like
a psychosexual analyst or something?
He's supposed to go, take this test where they ask you, have you ever had sex with an underage? Stuff like that. And he knew that he wasn't going to pass that test. And that's why I felt like he did the things he did. Mm-hmm. So he knew that wasn't going to happen. So
the saddest part of this whole story.
Yeah.
Comes time for Josh to have his visitation day.
Court was February 1st of 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And this is February 5th, 2012.
4 days later, y'all.
Yeah.
4 days later, he gets his first visitation. Social worker shows up with Braden and Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, kids, they excited to see their dad. They ain't seen
They
him.
ran to the door.
So they ran ahead of her to the door. Josh was at the door. Once the boys got to the door, she said Josh turned, smiled at her.
Smirked at her, yeah.
And then closed the door and locked it and locked her out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets up to the front door. He's not answering. He's not responding at all. And then she hears one of the boys scream.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing she notices is a strong smell of gasoline.
So strong that she backed her car.
She's like, nah, can I move my car? Because I'm parked in the driveway. I need to move because I don't know what's going on.
And it was really hard to hear that 911 call because that operator, I hope that they got fired because he was
well,
really,
we have other emergencies we have to attend
whose
to
visit?
first.
Who are you supervising?
My
Whose
thing
house?
is
Powell with 2 L's. Motherfucker. I would have been headed up to here with his ass. I am telling you. And
no, that got on my nerves too.
And after the smell of gas, what can she really do? What can she really do?
Right. And
there's nothing she can do.
Again, the law system, judicial system, they need to do better. If I'm telling you, I am a social worker. I'm on a visit, a supervised visit. The children got ahead of me and got to the door. The dad let them in, locked me out. I hear one of the kids scream. Then there's a strong smell of gasoline. Why are you making it seem like this isn't a big deal?
Right. They have to do an emergency, life-threatening emergency. That I am.
You got to be dead for somebody to come out. Basically, is what he was saying.
Oh gosh.
Well, she's concerned about this gas smell, which I feel like any sane person would be. Because if you're outside of somebody's home and can smell gasoline that strong outside to where you're concerned about your own safety and you have to move your car out of the driveway because you don't know what's about to happen. I hope he got fired too. I hope he got fired too. She moves the car. And not long after she moves that car, that house blows up.
The neighbors said it was so loud, so big, it shook things on their walls. Like it was like they were like it was an explosion right in their home.
In their house, yeah. And so Josh, Braden, and Charlie were inside of this home. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, that shouldn't have happened. Inside of the home when Josh set it, I can't even say set it on fire. He literally blew up the house.
And then after the fact, they find out that he hit both of the boys with a hatchet, knocked him out, and then he himself, drowned them in gasoline, mm-hmm. and set on a thing of gasoline and just lit it.
There is a special place in hell for him. We forgot a very important point.
What?
Mike. Oh, Lord. Sorry, guys. This is what happens when you record live and you get notifications on your laptop. My bad. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to hear that ding. Huh?
What Mike do?
After they interrogated Mike, girl, he jumped off that building.
No, he didn't jump off until 2013.
I thought that was after they interrogated him.
He didn't jump off that. Yeah, no, he went back to school trying to live his life, but I guess whatever they did ate their ass up because so Stephen, when Josh's father, when they got divorced, him and the mom, Josh's mom and Josh's dad, mm-hmm. he got custody of the kids, which is, it's odd to me. Like, what did you prove that your wife couldn't prove?
And because it's rare. He didn't get custody of all of them. They said he got custody of most of them.
Yeah.
But it's still rare that they grant full custody to the dad. Like, you have to really be a deadbeat mom to lose custody of your
Maybe
kids to
she
dad.
didn't care or felt like she didn't have the means to fight. I don't know her situation because it didn't say.
True.
But it is just weird that he got custody. But he had Josh, Mike.
It sounds like he had the boys.
No, he had this is Elena. This is where I said I'm gonna start cussing. Elena. And then he had Jennifer stayed with the mom, I think. And then he had the John, who was mentally ill. He had like schizophrenia and he's bipolar. And like he just wanders the street, I guess. Like he comes and goes, like, you know, comes and goes. And like in all of that, like what I don't understand like how they were fed all of this and no one's seen anything wrong with it. Is it because of their religion and they just follow what the daddy does? Like
I think with being a Mormon, I think that's what it is. Like they take that man of the house thing super serious.
Because I feel like, you know, at a certain age, you're around other people, you would think like, Nick's daddy don't do this shit. Nick daddy is not watching kid porn at home. This is weird. Like,
not Nick's daddy.
I mean, I don't know. Like somebody daddy ain't doing this. Like, this is strange. So you just thought it was okay, and I just felt like he had some type of power or control. Like, what did he? I
think they were scared of him.
They had to be, because I mean, Larry, you watching kid porn? Larry, it's not okay.
You wouldn't even said it that calm though. Yeah. Like,
it's not okay. I'm calling the police, Larry.
You're right, because and actually, I'm not even gonna say nothing to you. I'm just gonna call the police. And when they get there, and you ask me why they're here, because I found out that you watching kid porn, so you might as well just gonna take a ride there,
right? Or call my mom to get the hell out of here, because this is crazy. Right. I don't want to be with this crazy ass man. But I guess they didn't see anything wrong with it. The sister, Alana, is the one that really pissed me off. First of all, she looks like she might have some mental illness. But I say this to say, whoever is in Roy, Utah, you watch out for that crazy bitch. And you make sure you hide your kids, because she is okay. Her interview, they were asking her, she was like, my brother, my dad, they wouldn't hurt Susan. They wouldn't. When they were like, well, what about, you know, Stevens's porn? And well, literally, she was just like, well, it wasn't like he was harassing or stalking or harmful or being harmful to anyone. If you are visible, people see you. So basically, if I'm in a window, people should be able to just peep in and look at me. Like, she just okay with, like, she was really okay with it. Then was like, they're trying to portray him like he's some type of monster, and that's not who he is. You
know what? He probably messed with her.
Maybe.
Because you know that what they call it, Munchausen. No, that's not. Is it Munchausen?
No, that Munchausen is when you.
No, that's when the illness.
What is it called? When you think your kid's sick or you want to be.
Yeah. What is it? It's a name for when the victim starts taking up for the predator. I can't think of the name of it right now.
But she must clearly got it, because she is okay. Then, you know, here I am. Let me Google this bitch. Because I want to know. Right. She's a speaker for domestic violence and women's rights.
But since when though?
Girl, no. You are not allowed. No one should be. That interview, no one. I mean, maybe she went to therapy. I don't know. But after that interview, I have a lot of questions. I don't understand how you're okay with this. This is sickening. And you're all like, yeah, well, he's not a monster. They're just to portray him to be a monster. He's not a monster.
Your dad is a monster. He's disgusting. He's a psycho.
And this girl said, oh, she tried to flip it. Well, Susan flirts with my dad. And Susan's okay with my dad's attention. And that's neither here or damn there. Susan is missing. And where the fuck is she?
He definitely.
I don't give a damn if she was flirting with your damn daddy. She's missing. Where is she?
He definitely molested her. Like, I believe he definitely molested her.
And I didn't like her flirting with my dad. And I said, first of all, if you see her, you've been thinking, you're ill. You look ill. You're sick. It's the sick.
there was nothing attractive about Josh or Steven, in my opinion. So it's like it had to be love.
The videos of Steven filming himself. He was like, said, "What is you doing? Who was you turning on?" Oh Lord, Steven is not it. That's not it. I said, this is crazy. This family is crazy. And then Susan being the breadwinner, that was really got me too. Like, you believe your religion is the man is the head of the household. Fine. But he's not making an income? How can he do
that? They said he had a job in IT.
And he quit because he thought he knew it all. And the boss was wrong. And she was the only one he took her check, gave her a few dollars, wrote a list.
That was what blew me. Like, how you gonna give me
these are the things
$10 a week of my money and tell me this is the $10 I'm gonna give you to buy groceries?
And here are the items that are on sale. Right.
For a family of 4 for a whole week. Baby, even on a sale, a pack of meat gonna cost you at least $5 to $6.
Yeah, ain't nobody fooling with that man, and that's crazy. I believe in the family, and everybody wants their, husband and their kids. But at some point, this is just not I'm not. When you're,
I need more women to understand that it is never that deep.
No, when it comes for me, neglecting my son. Mm-hmm. I'll grab my shit and get the fuck up out of here real quick. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna sit here and play with it.
Yeah.
Ass about my damn baby. You're not gonna tell me I will go without before I let my babies go without. And
right.
You tell me I will feed my 2 babies, they gotta split a hot dog. I'm gonna split my baby's hot dog.
If I ever find myself in the position of having to I'm calling you, Ty, I need a hot dog or a pack of hot dogs, not because money is tight and I don't get paid till whenever, but because this, and then
the maps on my phone.
No. I'm about to get real close. Let me take my glasses off.
So pick up my babies from you.
No. It's about to get real. Stop giving these men y'all check. Okay?
Yeah, crazy.
Stop doing it.
Yeah.
I had to stop doing it. Stop giving them your entire check. And both of us are speaking from a married standpoint. Both of us have been married, 15 years now?
Yeah.
Well, you're 14, not 15, but 15, me and him been together. So 14 years, both of us have been married. And not a single day in that 14 years has either one of us signed over our whole paycheck, okay? If you need to give some money for something,
I don't even like buying gifts. I be hating to buy gifts.
You be so irritating. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy Day something for his birthday. Yeah. No, we literally just said that the other day about y'all's anniversary. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta go buy Day anniversary gift. Let alone my whole paycheck, bruh. No.
But my son's is hungry, and I'm buying you something, and you buying a computer and a camera,
and she's struggling.
£1,000 a week. What the hell you doing with £3,000 a week?
That man was finna make some bread. He was
start a damn bakery. Yeah, I just seen all type of things just wrong with this whole. That family is just nuts.
There's so much wrong with this whole story.
He took out. So after her disappearance, he took out a $1.5 million insurance policy on her because she's not dead. She's just missing. Okay. Now this policy has not been. It hasn't been cashed out because she hasn't been declared dead. So there is no, there's nothing to say that she's dead or she's alive. So no one's getting this money. Why is the sister, the mentally ill sister, and the mama, her mama, Josh's mama, fighting for that money? Why would y'all be fighting for her money? That makes no sense. Her kids are not here to get it. Her husband not here to get it. Like, no one gets that money. Why would you be fighting for something that don't belong to you? Something your brother took out on his missing wife. Right. Yeah. Insane. Like, no. So yeah, I'm just not with that lady. And if I ever see her, her and Casey Anthony.
There were certain parts of the story because when I watched it the first time, I was at work. And I know my coworkers would be like, what is she listening to? Because they be Like the like I said, the food situation. I'm like, ain't no way in hell. And I'm just saying this randomly out of nowhere, and I don't know, like, what is she talking about? But I just want to say this because, like I said, we try not to be super serious because we want it to be as real as it is when we're talking, when it's just me and you, not in front of nobody. I'm so dead serious. For anybody that watches this video, if you are a woman in a situation similar to this or worse, please leave. If you have friends and family that are willing to help you,
and stop hiding it.
Yes.
Nothing's perfect. It's okay to say that your marriage is not
didn't
perfect.
work out. It did not work out.
Get out of here. I don't want to be here. This man is crazy. And you call me, I'll come get you.
Shit. Look, I'm gonna start attaching the email. Y'all send us an email. We're gonna get you out of there, okay? Because it's not okay, and it's sad because there's so many situations like that where even if the friends knew, which it seems like her friends knew, her parents and family didn't really. But even if you tell your friends, but you can't be on the, well, no, don't say anything. I have the kind of friends that ain't gonna not say nothing.
First of all, I'm gonna get on this 10, and whatever takes me north to Iowa is where I'm gonna be coming. And if you want to stay, you will stay. But I'm taking these babies. If you want to stay here starving, that's on you.
And I have the kind of mom, my dad too. I have the kind of my parents that'll do this. If this is what you want to do, that's fine. I'm coming to get my grandbaby though.
That's it.
I'm coming to get the kids. Like, I'm not gonna play with you.
Yeah. No.
So, like, in all seriousness, stop giving them all your money and get out. The first, because it don't take but 2 red flags, if we're gonna be honest. Because I'm sure she saw it way before it got as bad as it did, and that's not to victim blame her at all. Oh, but no. Once you become aware of what's going on, get out of there. And then if you see it's a pattern within his family as well, which for me is like, you guys are going to condone this.
Yeah.
So I'm finna get away from all you weirdos.
Yep.
Every last one of y'all. Great. But R.I.P. to Braden and Charlie. That's just
it's sad because they really did. Charlie sat there and told you that we went with my mom, so you guys know he was telling you something,
right?
And they just kept saying, we don't have enough to arrest him. We don't have enough. I mean, I
feel like they had plenty to arrest him,
right?
And like the detective in Utah said, had he not left, they would have arrested him,
right?
But once he got to Washington, it was basically like, whatever.
What can we do?
They couldn't do nothing because that's their jurisdiction.
I do believe that he did something to her, killed her, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I believe that his dad and brother helped him along the way to hide and try to cover.
His dad knew about it. His brother helped him move her body.
Yeah, for sure. He helped him do something. Yeah, they're all a part of it. That sister knows something too. The mentally ill one. Mm-hmm. He knows something too.
But shout out to Jennifer though, because Jennifer tried.
She was trying.
She tried. Really shout out to Jennifer. Like, she really tried to get that information to at least find out what happened, because unfortunately they're never gonna find Susan's body because Josh dead, Stephen dead. Shout out to the heart attack on Stephen.
Hold your chest.
Right, and Mike is dead. So the main 3 people that possibly knew anything about it are all gone. So only thing we know for sure is Josh killed the boys. That's the only thing we know. And that is,
I feel like if you are a suspect in any type of murder or like any type of anything, you shouldn't be allowed to have your children. Like that doesn't. I mean, I just don't understand. Like, until they prove that you don't have anything to do with it.
I think it depends. Because gonna sound a little murderish right now.
Okay,
but I feel like it depends on the details of the murder. Like, for example, she was being abused. She kills him out of fear for her own life, or in the process of being abused.
Well, she'll be already in jail, so her kids are gone.
Sometimes, not always, because I've seen some other situations and watched some other stories about the mom that did it. and they like let them out until they can gather the evidence. They're still out, unless you just immediately turn yourself in. So,
like,
and then even in that case, they usually set a bond. Because if you're screaming self-defense, and if you can prove to any extent that he was beating on you or whatever, they'll at least set a bond. It'll be a high one, but they'll set a bond. So I feel like in situations like that, okay, maybe you can keep your kids. But if you're convicted or under suspicion, I should say, for killing your wife or your spouse, it ain't got to be the wife. No, you should not have custody of your children. You should not.
Yeah, I agree. He shouldn't have custody of them babies. As soon as he became a suspect, then baby should have went to that family. Because
I think there's like laws, though. There's laws for everything, but to help you. But I'm pretty sure there's laws, though.
I don't know. Try to tell y'all don't want to listen.
So again, shout out to us. Episode 2, week 2. Excuse my light. I had to take a last minute family trip. So we'll be back next week again. Yeah, across all platforms.
Eating good.
Girl, I done had Jack in the Box.
Okay.
Taco shop. I'm going to Wings and Things tomorrow.
Okay. I'm just done with you now. Done.
Girl, I am loving it. But no, across all platforms. No Crime After Dark, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, No Crime After Dark _podcast. Please like, share, comment. I got to get this girl some access because she has 0 social media. So, but if you talk to us, we will talk back. But get out. That's all I can say is get out. If it gets that bad to where we missed a very important piece of information. The video.
What video?
That she had in the lockbox.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was strange, though. I was like, what?
Well, her attorney advised her to do
I thought it was a little weird, though. But she went to see a divorce attorney, and he said, but I think she probably said to the lawyer,
record the assets.
He will hide something from me, or he will leave me broke. I think she probably said that, and he probably was like, well, you need to record or write down all your assets. The letter too.
Yeah.
She write a letter that said, "Do not. If something happens to me,
do not tell him. It's Josh.
It's Josh.
Don't tell him nothing about what I got going on.
Right. Don't show him this letter.
Nothing.
And talk to my sister-in-law Jennifer, because she knows." And I thought that was, and when I seen her cry about it, I just felt like it's crazy. I don't know. I just feel like if Yanni called me and said, Kay beating on me and Kay starving the kids, I'm just gonna be on my way to Ohio. Like, just it, and Kay's ass gonna be, toe up. I'm gonna pull a Gertrude.
You better
You
better leave my grandma out of it.
He
innocent, because that woman should have shut up. She innocent. Don't you leave my grandma out of it.
She said, tell Jennifer, because Jennifer know. I just, I just felt bad. I just felt bad for the whole family.
Yeah,
it's bad for the grandparents.
It's tragic all the way around. It's just sad.
The only thing half of your daughter, and he took that too.
Man, that's complete narcissistic behavior. That was literally his way of maintaining control of the situation.
Yep.
So it's just sad, but stay tuned. We'll be back next week. Every Thursday, a new episode will drop. And we'll have another exciting story for y'all next. I feel like we should have like a theme song or something.
Well, go ahead and sing.
People, let me tell you about my best friend.
Go ahead and sing.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all next time.
Bye.